The very first thing that hit me was the sound of her laughter. Too loud, too bright, too carefree for someone who just walked back in the house after a week away. "Mark, you won't believe what happened at the airport," Emma said, dropping her suitcase and wiping tears of laughter from her eyes. She launched into a story about some woman yelling at security, until she noticed who was standing in our living room. Rachel. And Rachel wasn't smiling. Emma's laughter died instantly, cut clean off like someone had shut off a switch. "Rach, what are you doing here?" she asked, her voice suddenly small. Rachel didn't answer right away. She held her phone against her chest, gripping it so tightly her fingers shook. It was the kind of grip people use when they know releasing something will make everything worse. I didn't know what was going on yet, but my stomach already knew. All week something had felt wrong. The quiet pauses in our calls, the delayed replies, the excuses about bad hotel Wi-Fi. I brushed it off, convinced myself I was imagining things. She was traveling with coworkers. She deserved to enjoy herself. But Rachel's face confirmed every suspicion I'd tried to bury. "I think you should show him," she said softly. Her eyes flicked toward me before it turned to Emma. Emma froze. Her bag sat at her feet, her hand shaking just enough that I noticed. "Rachel, please don't," she whispered. The air left my lungs in a cold rush. People only beg like that when they're trying to keep a truth from spilling out. I stepped closer. "Show me what?" Rachel drew in a slow breath, as if steadying herself, then unlocked her phone. "Mark, I'm sorry." Emma moved toward her, panicked. "Rachel, please." But Rachel didn't step back. She hit play. The room went silent, except for the faint sounds coming from the phone speaker. I didn't want to look. God, I didn't, but I couldn't tear my eyes away. A dim hotel bar, music in the background, and Emma, my wife, leaning in close to a man I'd never seen before. Her hand on his arm, his hand on her thigh, her laughing in a way that belonged to someone else. Then she kissed him, slow, intentional, familiar, the kind of kiss that didn't happen by accident. My ears rang. My chest felt hollow. The video kept going, each passing second cutting deeper. Emma covered her mouth, tears blurring her vision. "Mark, I can explain." Rachel quietly grabbed her keys. "I'm sorry," she whispered, then slipped out the door, leaving the two of us in a silence that felt sharp enough to bleed on. Emma reached out for me, but I stepped back. The distance between us suddenly felt enormous. "Explain." My voice didn't even sound like mine. "Explain what?" "That the Wi-Fi wasn't bad. You were just busy with him." She broke into a sob. It wasn't supposed to happen. I was drunk, and he made a move, and everything that night was so overwhelming, and I made a terrible mistake. Stress. Drunk. Mistake. People always wrap betrayal in softer words. Like cushioning the blow makes the knife any less sharp. I turned away from her because the sight of her physically hurt. "How long?" She hesitated. That hesitation told me everything before she spoke. "It was just once," she whispered. "I swear, I was going to tell you." "Before or after you kiss him?" "I don't know. Say hello." I muttered. She collapsed into tears. "I came home ready to tell you. I hate what I did. I hate myself for it. Rachel saw us and threatened to tell you if I didn't. I didn't think she actually would." "So your biggest problem right now is that she told me before you did?" My voice cracked under the weight of anger and heartbreak tangled together. "No," she whispered. "My biggest problem is losing you." I looked at her, really looked at her. The remorse, the fear, the desperation. For a moment, I wondered if someone who looked that broken deserved forgiveness. But then the image flashed in my mind again, the kiss, the touch, the way she leaned into him. "You didn't lose me tonight," I said quietly. "You lost me the moment you kissed him." She rushed toward me. "No, Mark, please. I love you. It was stupid, reckless. I swear it meant nothing." "Then why does it feel like I'm the one who means nothing?" I whispered. She sobbed harder. I walked past her into the bedroom because I needed anything other than the air in that room. "Mark, don't go," she pleaded, her hand brushing my arm. I pulled away. "Just let me think." The bedroom looked exactly the same, but nothing felt familiar anymore. Our bed, our photos, her sweater on the chair. All of it suddenly felt like it belonged to strangers. I sat on the edge of bed, head in my hands, trying to piece together what the last years meant now that I knew this. Hours passed. I couldn't sleep. Eventually, around 3 in the morning, I walked into the living room. She was curled on the couch, knees tucked to her chest, eyes open and red, like she hadn't dared to close them. "Mark," she whispered. "I don't know what happens next," I said truthfully. She sat up quickly, clinging to the hope in my voice. "Then let me fix it. Let me prove I'll never hurt you again." Prove. I shook my head. "Emma, this isn't something you repair like a broken appliance. This is us. We can rebuild us," she said, voice cracking. "Can we?" I asked. "Or am I trying to convince myself that loving you is enough to survive this?" She didn't answer. She had no defense left, just fear and regret. "Please," she whispered, "don't give up on me." I looked at her, at the woman I still loved and the woman who'd broken me, and felt that ache sit heavy in my chest. "I'm not giving up," I said softly. "I'm just not sure if I can stay." Her shoulders trembled as tears slid down her cheeks. "Then tell me what you need." "Time," I breathed. "Honesty, and the truth without me dragging out of you." She nodded, fragile but hopeful. In that painful silence, something clicked inside me. Betrayal doesn't destroy a marriage instantly. It creates a fracture, a fault line. And now we were standing on opposite sides of it, unsure if anything between us could still hold. Maybe we'd rebuild. Maybe we'd crumble completely. But for the first time since that video played, I felt something other than the ache of heartbreak. I felt a choice. And unlike the betrayal, that choice was mine.